This is chapter number 11, Buildings, Paintings and Books. Chapter number 11, Buildings, Paintings and Books. So the story starts with Marutsami. Now Marutsami is a kid. He goes to see Qutub Minar and all other structures which are nearby. So he sees iron pillar. And when Marutsami sees this iron pillar, he is just, amazed. That is an unforgettable experience for him, because this Qutub Minar, along with this iron pillar and all the structures, these are not only Indian heritage, they are international heritage. Let us come to metallurgy. Metallurgy, it's related with metals. So what archaeological survey or all these archaeologists have found out, that Harappans were great craftsmen. They were great craftsmen, and they had the knowledge of copper, tamba. They knew about metal formation, cleaning, different combinations. So copper metallurgy, Harappans were knowing, and they also knew that how to combine the copper and tin. They combine. So Kansa, bronze, how to make this bronze. That is the age we are talking about. The Harappans age is Bronze Age, and after this Bronze Age came the Iron Age, because people started using iron, Fe, iron. So we had different kinds of iron, even advanced type of iron, like the forged iron, wrought iron, cast iron, pitua, dhalua, iron. So coming to the heart of our country, Delhi. Please remember, there is an iron pillar in the boundary or in the area of Qutub Minar, where Qutub Minar is being made. And this is at Mehrauli, New Delhi, Mehrauli. This iron pillar and Qutub Minar, Mehrauli in Delhi. The height of this iron pillar is 7.2 meter. 7.2 meter. The weight of this iron pillar is 3 tons. 3 ton. 1 ton is 100 kg. So it's almost 300 kgs we are talking about. This iron pillar. And this was made 1500 years back. 1500 years back, and you will be happy to know that till date this iron pillar has not rusted. There is no rust. Please remember, iron is Fe. Whenever it comes in contact with oxygen, it becomes Fe2O3, ferric oxide, and that is rust. That is, actually it depletes that iron. So no rusting. You can see how they have made at that time, 1500 years back, and still there, and still enchanting peoples. Now these, how do we know about? See, this is a detail of one part of this iron pillar, and there is an inscription, and in inscription clearly one name is given, Chandra. So you can relate it with the Gupta dynasty. Chandra with the Gupta dynasty. Now let's go up along with this. Now in history, the main thing what we get also from all these formations is stupa. Stupa is a tila, is a mound shaped, say, soil structure or the terrain. Mound, tila. So this tila or mound, why this stupa was made, what is the story behind it? There is a box. First a box will be placed. I am talking about stupa, and this is all about monks and Buddha, Gautam Buddha. So in this box they will keep some remains of Gautam Buddha or Buddhist monk, and then So it can be their teeth, it can be their bones or ashes. So whatever is remaining, along with not only the body parts, they have stones, coins of Buddha or different monks which are prominent monks. Okay, so it can have various things related to these people who are respected. Gautam Buddha, also the monks. Now I'll just take you here. This we are going to talk in the next video I'm going to make. So now this structure or a tila or a mound, there is a box that they place. As I told you, this box is known as relic casket. It's called as relic casket, and above this they cover it with the clay or soil, and then baked brick or mud brick is placed over it. You can see the bricks here in this stupa of Sanchi, and then they do all these beautiful things over here. So if this is the mound, I'm taking the top view. Along this we have a path. If you go there, you can walk around this stupa or walk around this mound, and these are the railings being placed, and this path is called as PP, that means Pradakshina path. This path is known as Pradakshina path. The people who have come to worship, they will move or walk in the clockwise direction, just as a devotion to Gautam Buddha and all those monks. So clockwise, they don't go anti-clockwise, clockwise. So if I can show you, these are the galleries, these are different work done here. So this we have got, that is why it's one of the dharohar, heritage of our country. Now I'm taking you to Amravati. Amravati also, we have got the remains of magnificent or great stupa. Around 2000 years back it was being made. Along with this, the mandirs or Hindu temples were made. Let me tell you that this picture which you are witnessing is at Raisen district, Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh. If you go to reaching Bhopal from Jhansi, you'll see on the left hand side, you'll see the stupa. So it's made up of bricks and stone, and beautiful. If you go there, you will be elated. Now I was telling about you Hindu or Sanatan Dharma temples. At that time, various structures or temples are being made. Deities means the Devi Devta, God and goddesses, deities. So here initially Vishnu, Shiva, Durga Mata, Vishnu Bhagwan, Shiva Bhagwan and Durga Mata were earlier they were worshipped. And if I can make a whole boundary of a mandir or a temple, this is a whole area. If you go to a temple, big temple, now there will be one place, say an important place, it can be at center normally. So this is where the deity picture or the sculpture will be placed here, and this is called as the Garbhagriha, the image of a chief deity. It can be, the mandir can have different deity, but the main deity, wherever it is being put, it's called the Garbhagriha. Priest will come, religious rituals will be done here, devotees will also come here. Which place? The place where actual deity picture is or image is or pratima is being placed. There is one more place which is called mandap, and this doesn't have that main deity, but the mandap will be a place where people would come and they may assemble, they may talk, they will kind of assembly. So Garbhagriha is different and mandap is different. I was telling you that there will be one Garbhagriha. Garbhagriha means chief deity, chief say Shankar Mandir is there. So Shankar murti or pratima will be there. So what the Hindus do, they extend it, the structure they extend it, and this structure which you are witnessing is actually the shikhar. It is called as shikhar. So this is a garbhagriha, and it is made as a shikhar in order to indicate that this is the main part of the temple. So whatever construction is done over the garbhagriha is called shikhar. Now let me take you to different places. This Aihole, we will be talking about Aihole, Chalukya's capital. Then we have Mahabalipuram. So we have got various temples, beautiful temples. So this temple, these two temples are exactly same. One is black and white, one is color. These two are exactly same. So these two temples are, or this is only one, is at Bhitargaon. So Bhitargaon, if you are from Kanpur, you know where is Bhitargaon. This is Bhitargaon near Kanpur. Few days back, some incident happened at Chaubepur. It's near, that's Chaubepur. So this mandir, this temple was made 1500 years back. 1500, and this is only being made by bricks. This is very important. Only brick is used here. Okay. Second place, coming to Mahabalipuram temple, I am showing you. Mahabalipuram. Now the most important part of this, or important characteristic of this Mahabalipuram temple, is if this is a stone or it's a chattan. Okay. Now this is being carved out. This is being carved out, huge stone, and that is why it is called as monolith. Mono means one, lith means stone. Okay, only one big piece of stone is carved, or these all are being made from that only, that stone. And this is a, it's a namuna, it's a basic sculpture at that time. And this temple which you see here is at Aihole, Durga Mata Mandir. It was being made 1400 years back. So always stone temples are started from above and then we go below. But the bricks, we start from the base and then we go up. Okay. So this is the difference of these two kind of mandirs or temple. Now coming to stupas and temples. So what would have been the case there? Making these big buildings or carving out is very expensive. It involves a lot of money. So king and queen, they were involved in making, or they're ordering making of this temples, stupas, monasteries, because it's expensive task. For example, this is one area. You have to take good quality stone, find out good quality stone, then you have to transport it to place where the temple has to be built, and then you have to make these stones, carving, sculpturing, all these have to be done, shaped in a proper form, and then you have to keep them in a way you want. So king and queen, they would spend money, they will give money to the craftsperson. Those are actually making all these structures. So the craftsperson were getting money from the king and queen. But the devotees who are coming to worship, or who will come to worship, or those who worship this god whose structure is being made, and they were also giving gifts, upahar. So temple or stupa, they were giving money, and when they come with the gift, money or any other thing that is applied here. See, this is the front structure, or gate is done or made with gift. Okay, so I was telling you these two. So the Association of Irie Workers, they have paid for one of the beautiful gateways at Sanchi. So one gateway, the people who worship have given the money. Here the ivory worker. Okay, so that is how the gift is one of the important part. Now here you see one picture here. This is the Jain monastery, and from Odisha only one whole stone is carved out, and this is for Jain monks. This is a Jain Vihara or Jain monastery, you can say, at Odisha. Vihar, it is Vihar. Different rooms are there, properly made, only with one stone. It's beyond comprehension, because at that time there was no sophistication. Okay, if you go to Delhi National Museum, you will see here this kind of sculpture. So let me take you to Ajanta and Ellora. These are caves, Ajanta and Ellora. If you are from Maharashtra, you know this about this. If you are from Mumbai, definitely you know about this. So if you want to go, you go to first Mumbai, then from Mumbai you can go to Ellora, Ajanta. It's near Aurangabad. Aurangabad people also know about this. Now these are the Ajanta Ellora Gufaएं or caves with one old chattan, with one whole stone structure. These are being made, and these are being made from hills, rock hills, and these are made for Bodh Buddhist. It's a Buddhist monk monastery still there. So this is a monastery of Buddhist monk. Several caves hollowed out of the hills over century. Now this, if you go there, you'll still see darkness, and they would do it, painting and all. They will do it using the torches, mashal. So there is a handle, and you would burn the front side. It burns for quite some time, and with this light, these all paintings have been made. Can you imagine how important and how difficult it was? Torchlight, you know. So 1500 years back it was being made, and till now, because the painting material was extracted from plant and minerals, it's still there. Can you see the beautifulness of these two pictures? A great work of art. Those who know art, they can appreciate it. Plants and iron ore, mineral, all these khanij, minerals and plants, these colors are being employed in order to make these pictures. The world of books. Now this we are going to take in the next discussion. Okay, till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.